Hey there, gladiators. Welcome to the Scandal After Show here at theStreamtv, the fan show network. This is the show where you can join us each week as we sit on the couch and recap every episode of Scandal. I'm your host, Jocelyn Polite, and I am here with my co-hosts and fellow gladiators sitting to my left.
Hi, I'm Janessa Rose.
All right, and over to my right.
Hey guys, Jillian Fleischman here. So many crazy things happen in this episode, but one thing I know, I am having fried chicken for dinner.
And all the way over there on the couch at the end.
Hi, I'm Jason Cyrus, and I'm coming over for that fried chicken because that sounds delicious.
Yep.
Okay, well, we are an interactive show, and so you can tweet us using the hashtag ScandalAS. You can also join us in the chat room on YouTube. And make sure that you ask us questions and give us comments. We're going to read some questions and comments later in the show, and we want to read your question and comment tonight. So this is episode 2, State of the Union, and this was a pretty exciting episode in a different kind of way. I know that a lot of us were commenting about last week how the episode didn't move as fast as we're used to as Scandal fans, and so it seems like this week, you know, it moved a little faster. But what did you guys think?
I feel like it isn't the full. It's not as exciting yet, but then again, they're setting everything up, and I feel like it's gonna get there soon. It's just not exactly as scandalous as I'm hoping for.
I feel like things are starting to like gear up a little bit. They're setting up a lot of different plot twists that are new, exciting, things we haven't seen before. It's still not quite as fast-paced as we're used to for Scandal being such a like witty political show, but I have faith it'll get there.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was a step up from last week in the pace, how many different storylines we had going on. I know when we were all watching it was like, okay, he's connected to him and he's doing what, because so many things were going on, but I think that definitely makes it more exciting for what's to come, because I think we have a lot of cool stuff in store.
Oh.
Okay, well, that moves us right into our first topic, which is Cyrus in control?
Oh, man.
What is going on with Cyrus? We saw a lot of Cyrus tonight, and I know we have a lot to talk about with him, and so there's so much to start off with, but let's start off with how it all began, with him on the park bench with Olivia and pretty much blackmailing her. So is Cyrus blackmailing Olivia?
Yeah, he was clearly desperate to want her, you know, to get in there and fix. They had a major issue. No one does it better than her. So he said, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to you if you don't help us. So she was kind of backed into a corner, and, you know, this episode moved fast, but there was definitely enough time for him to get some, you know, mean blackmailing into it.
I feel like it was an empty threat, though, because towards the end, he was like, I've never lost faith in Olivia. I know she can do it. I'm not worried about her. What I'm worried about is Mellie showing up to the State of the Union when he was talking to Abby. So I feel like it was an empty threat. He was just throwing that out there to see if he could reel her in a little bit faster.
Yeah, because it was an important issue with gun control, actually, was what the State of the Union was going to be about tonight. And so it was like we had to get Olivia in there to bring this issue up and to work with this couple that was part of this whole gun control issue, and were the good, you know, couple to set up for all of that. And so I just thought it was so Cyrus to go in there and threaten her. I mean, their relationship is so interesting because, you know, one minute you think they're friends and they love each other, and then the next minute he's blackmailing her. And let's just talk about how he was blackmailing her. I'll tell Fitz that you're calling every single day and asking about him.
That's the
Tugging at her
worst.
heartstrings.
I mean, the government will crumble just because Cyrus wants to get this one couple there. Yeah, that was a little bit of a low blow, I thought.
No one wants their ex to think of them like that. So it's
Calling
like,
every day,
that's just like
pining
the
after
ultimate manipulation. But then again, he's just, last season he was really, really evil, and I thought that he had come to a realization that he was gonna be nicer now because he'd gone through so much. But I guess not.
I feel like he's just desperate right now, like grasping at straws. What's going to work with Olivia? I need her back. I really need someone to support me, because he's still mourning the loss of James, as we saw in this episode. But then again, going back to the, is he really in control? Because towards the end of the episode, we saw that there's some sort of like scheme going on to get him to do something that is also unclear from this other person who I still have no idea who she is.
We saw so many sides of Cyrus this week. I don't even know what to do. We saw him blackmailing. We saw him at a bar, like hitting on a guy, but then he was hitting on him. We saw him grieving and trying to kind of be with Mellie. So he's a complicated guy. I don't know which percentage of him is higher than the other, but there was a lot going on tonight. I don't know which one I like best, though.
Well,
Maybe
I saw
evil.
sides of Cyrus I don't know if I really wanted to see, to be honest.
I totally agree.
This whole
Ditto.
escapade with this guy that he met, and I mean, they were like, they were getting ready to get busy, and the guy like dropped his, pants, and Cyrus is standing there with his shirt wide open. And let's talk about how Cyrus can't shut his mouth during lovemaking or about to hook up.
And what was going on with that 80s disco music going on in the background while they're trying to like?
I like that. I was bobbing to that. I thought that was a good jam to that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really hookup music. I was like, what is going on here? It was like disco music playing, like Donna Summer, like going in the background. But I mean, Cyrus, he's vulnerable right now after the death of James, and so it's just interesting to see that he kind of gave into this right away. Because you would think in this world of politics and scandal and everything that he's been involved in, wouldn't you be a little suspect of just a random guy?
It's like amazing to me. He's so strong, like in certain moments, but then so vulnerable in the obvious moments. Like he is the chief of staff. He should kind of be like, kind of with it. And then at those times, you have to be saying, well, we're all watching, like, it's a setup.
But he did at the end. He didn't cave in. He didn't go through with the hookup when the guy actually revealed that he was an escort.
Did he?
But
I thought he did.
Yeah, but
I thought he went through.
At the end, I thought he did.
Well, I don't think he did because
No,
I
he
thought
didn't.
I thought he stopped it. I thought he stopped. I think
but then
because
the
he
guy
was thinking
kinda-
of James and he couldn't go through with it, and maybe he still feels like he's cheating on him or something like that. I
You
don't
guys
know.
tell us.
Yeah, this
We'll
escort-
figure it out.
You let us
tell
know.
us.
Because obviously, we didn't fully get that, so we
Yeah.
need your help.
Yeah.
You are absolutely our co-host here with us, and so we want to shout you out. And giving you shout-outs is a way for you to participate in the show and for a way for you to get to know us better and for us to get to know you better. So we're going to shout out some of our favorite blogs, and you can follow them now. Check out @Gladiators Unite and @TV Tag Scandal on Twitter. They've got some great information, some great tweets, and so you want to follow them as well. All right, so, okay, here's one of my favorite ones tonight.
Me too.
And I don't mean this in a rude way, but really, is Mellie off the rails? Mellie is still walking around the White House in her Uggs. She's eating fried chicken.
That fried chicken looked so good. The whole
wanted to
time
join
I
her.
wanted some of that. I don't think she's necessarily off the rails, but I mean, she is. I like her so much better like this, to be honest, when she's relaxed. And I mean, I feel like she's handling it kind of well. We finally saw her break down. We'd never seen that. She'd always been so strong through everything that happened to her, and she finally broke down. I just feel like it's normal. She's not really.
Well, she
agree.
cracked me up because when she was outside talking, she was saying that she's like, oh, you can just call and order some fried chicken. Like she didn't know that. Like she hasn't been in the White House for 4
And it's
years.
real
She's
from
like, you
the
can just
South.
call and they bring it right on.
She
like the
hasn't
Southern
lived her
time.
life. She's finally living it.
I would make the argument that maybe before she was off the rails because she's so honest now and she's so with it. In the past, even if she was upset, she would have gone and stood there with a smile on her face. And now she's like, you know what, I'm upset. I don't want to go. So in the past, maybe she was so buttoned up. This is who she is. This is what she's feeling. And I mean, we saw at the end her breakdown. But I mean, I think she was grieving the way she wanted to grieve and having some sort of freedom with Fitz that she never had before.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's true. And I know that, like, just watching it, I mean, you guys had a reaction to Mellie because I know that she's your favorite.
Yeah, she
and
is.
so
I love
just
her. She's
seeing her,
awesome.
like, laying at the grave and just going through what she's going through, and especially when she broke down, I mean, that was sad. I mean, because as much as I've sat up here, I love Mellie, but she's like comic relief sometimes to me on the show.
At
But
least
I
in the
think
last
right
2
now
episodes, yeah.
I stopped laughing because it's like, this is serious.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm just
heartbreaking.
glad she finally broke down and cried and dealt with her grief or started dealing with her grief as opposed to putting up this front of like, I just don't care anymore. I'm totally cool. Leave me alone. Although I did feel like what she told Cyrus was a little uncalled for because Cyrus was trying to level with her and say, I feel your pain. I lost my husband too. It's really lonely. And she just straight up said, it's nothing compared to the loss of a child, which is a little uncalled for because, I mean, sure, Cyrus has never lost a child, but everyone deals with pain in their own way, and we
Right.
don't
and Cyrus
know.
I
has a
agree.
child.
Exactly.
Cyrus
Yeah.
has a child, so to even put yourself in the position of thinking that if you lost a child, that it would hurt that bad. But one of the things that I have to say kind of resonated with me as a viewer was that the whole thing with Mellie, trying to get her up there and put on the dress and, and get her to come to the State of the Union, it's almost like as a society and as the public, we're so shallow that we need our First Lady to arrive, show up, and smile even when her child died. I mean, I don't feel that way, you know, as a person going through life, and I'm sure many of you don't, and tell me what you think, but I just feel like everything is so staged politically, and it's just, you know, I mean, I know we're just running through what really happens in life with, you know, with Scandal. It's just that it has drama to it because it's a television show, but it's just really interesting to see that.
That goes back to Abby's whole speech to Mellie to try to get her to come to the State of the Union, where she was like, thousands of Americans lose their children every year, and they get 3 days, maybe 3 weeks if you're lucky, to grieve, and then you have to get up and go back to work. And she was just trying to get Mellie to understand that just because she's the first lady doesn't mean that she's allowed more time to grieve, which everyone should be allowed as much time as they need to grieve.
I feel like Abby's little pep talk to her made it not as shallow, because it's true, you want to see your first lady like telling you, I mean, I understand, and she was putting, that speech just made it all seem correct.
Well, Fitz and Mellie are fake. Like, they're not a lovey-dovey couple like they want the public to seem. So her being there and having to stand there and be fake, I mean, wasn't that much of a stretch just because they're all fake to each other.
Right.
So
she's just tired of being fake. But let me tell, let's okay, so this was one of the ones that just like flew out of my mouth. Is Jake reclaiming his balls? I mean, Jake, first of all, Olivia booty called him, let's be honest. That was a booty call. It was like, where are you? I mean, you're not around. I mean, you know, Jake
Why
is
aren't
like,
you in my bed?
yeah, and Jake actually, he got some balls. He was like, you know, no, I'm not going to just come running to you.
But
Briefly.
Very briefly.
Not for long. Hardly.
Very briefly.
I'm so frustrated with Jake. I feel like Jake is stuck in last season. Last week I was so team Jake. I love him. I mean, he's a young guy.
Welcome to the other
He's
side.
great. I think that everything about the storyline is just stuck in last season, and I want to kind of move forward. And I mean, I like him. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, Olivia's totally using him, and it's just frustrating me every time it happens.
Well, it's interesting because some things are coming up with him. He looks like he's investigating, you know, and is it Rowan or Eli? I am so confused. Is it both?
Because
Roland, Eli Command. He's trying to figure out what Papa Pope. I like Papa Pope, but he's trying to figure out what went on with Papa Pope last season and how that had to do with Jerry, the president's son, with his death. And so something is stirring with him, and it's not just because I love Jake and I'm going to stand by that, but something is up, and he's kind of going in, and I think he's reclaiming some of that B16 knowledge that he has, and I think he's going to find some stuff.
I mean, now that Olivia's back in Washington and taking back her original post, that leaves Jake to either be a stay-at-home lover or try to reclaim his previous job, which was command of B613. And I feel like he's not done with B613, and he's trying to gain back some of that power because it's all he knows. I mean, those soldiers, B613 soldiers, are broken down and built up to just be assassins.
Can we see Fitz reclaim his balls now? Because I want to see Fitz. He was hardly in the episode.
Yeah.
True.
I don't care about Jake.
I just think that Jake will do anything for Olivia. I mean, we saw last week that she even asked her dad at the table, and she kind of probably knew the answer, but at least gave him the option. Doesn't really believe him. So I think a part of it is that Jake wants to prove to her, to get the truth for her, because he loves her and he's obsessed with her, even if he might be, you know, a little strong getting his balls back today. And he didn't really in the end.
So I think
it's all about impressing her.
And speaking to your point, I mean, yeah, you're right, Fitz. That whole situation was interesting too, because that State of the Union was the most emotional State of the Union I've ever seen. If our president actually delivered a State of the Union,
we would be like,
what is going on with this?
Right? A disaster.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens with Jake. But I think he's up to something. I haven't given up on him yet, so I don't know. But I still want to see Olivia with a new boo.
Someone new.
So let someone new.
That third party.
It's about time.
Right?
Let's do it.
Hashtag third party. All right, so we're going to give some YouTube shout outs, and we want to thank Forever Johnny Boy, Baby Blue, and Christian Lopez for joining us in the chat room tonight. So thank you for being a part of the show and chatting it up with us and sending us your comments.
Yes, thank you guys.
Hey guys.
Okay, so the big thing is Abby, the new Olivia Pope. Because she was acting like it tonight.
To everyone but Fitz, right? Because Fitz still needed Olivia's approval on the speech before he let it go, even though Abby clearly did a good job.
Did you see Abby's face when he was like...
I think she's awesome this season, but...
Yeah, I think she stepped up, especially with Mellie and trying to get her, you know, to go to the State of the Union, and I think that whole little speech that she gave her was great.
It was a really, really good speech. It was
grew up
that made me
a
like
bit.
her a lot, but She's not Olivia.
Not at all.
And she doesn't act as rational or like as cool as Olivia. Olivia wouldn't like walk away like, "Ooh, I just made a really cool speech." She'd walk away and be like, "Yeah, I own you. I fixed this."
Yeah, I don't feel like she's as polished as Olivia, and I think that, you know, who is it? Cyrus and Fitz know that they rely on Olivia and that Olivia is going to get it right and that Olivia is going to get the job done. They don't have faith in Abby, although she's doing a good job and that's great. Their faith is not in her, and Abby hates that. But
I think
it's true.
David even knows that too. Didn't he say last week that they call her Red? Because they
Yeah.
don't know
He's like,
her
they don't
name.
respect you.
It's almost like she's temporary until Olivia comes back, which we're seeing that Cyrus called on her tonight and was so desperate that he would blackmail her. Clearly, Abby's not really in their favor like Olivia is.
I feel like Abby
no one can
has the
replace her.
potential. She definitely has the potential to be the next Olivia Pope, but she's too emotional. She flies off the handle. She's, as you were saying, Olivia's more rational, to the point. She will say what she wants, maybe use her emotions somewhat to get her way, but then walk away and leave them thinking about it. Abby will be like, I'm walking away and I'm thinking about what I just did.
And I don't like Abby in that position. I mean, I just have to get that out there. I don't like Abby like that. I like Abby, and I hate to say, I know she wants to step out and get things. But I mean, I like her, you know, with the whole OPA, and I like her taking the direction from Olivia.
Yeah.
I just do. I think she's better at it. I don't like this. This is still very fragmented to me. It's like the band is back together, like we said last week, but at the same time, it's still fragmented because Abby's over here, and I mean, some of them got back together, but everything is still a mess, and I'm frustrated.
And at the end of the day, who dresses better? Olivia.
Abby or Olivia?
Olivia.
Well, and then that brings us to the lady that I don't understand and didn't understand last episode. So anybody help us with that. Lizzie, like, what does she have planned?
Lizzie
She's
Bear?
like in the car, rolling down the window, like all the spy, like, what is
She's
going
got
on?
something going on. I mean, we all knew that that whole Cyrus thing was going to be a setup, but I didn't see that it was coming from her. So I think that I'm under the impression that she was upset that David Rosen was, you know,
Who
attorney
is she?
general,
Is my
and that
question.
she
I still don't
pushed
understand
Cyrus
who
back
she's supposed
for
to be.
it, but-
Yeah, I mean, I'm already a little bored with her, and I was already bored with David Rosen. I don't know. I mean, I really lost. Can I say I lost consciousness at the end of this episode? Because I mean, it was great, like the ending. You can see all the relationships and everything, but I don't know who she is. It hasn't developed quite yet, and this is what we're talking about with Scandal. It's not moving in that fast-talking, quick way where you just kind of know who this person is and something happens.
But I do like it's a lot about romance right now, and I feel like they're setting up so many different romances, and I like that. That's good. Do you guys like that?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she has coming up. I mean, in all like the TV buzz and everything, her role has been very secretive. No one knows how many episodes she's going to be on. So, I mean, I think everyone's in the dark, not even if you follow the blogs and you follow everything else. So I'm really excited to see, you know, what she
I just
has.
hope they're saving it for something super extremely juicy, because you're right, she is described as a super secret guest star. So.
Right.
And then what happened to the senators last week? We just
Oh,
dropped
yeah.
that, huh? She threw him over the railing, and we just dropped that. He likes curvy women, threw him over the railing, and that was the end of that. Or maybe we'll come back to that. But I was looking for
There's
the
always
senators.
some scandal in
Yeah.
every episode that kind of tries to bring Scandal back to the show Scandal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if that doesn't, like, maybe they just feel like it's not as important as, you know,
They were
the
never a central
storylines.
theme. They were
Right.
just like the case of the day. Like this week's case was the gun control and the couple, trying to bring the couple together for B-roll for the State of the Union. But then the couple's actually divorcing and they're having a lot of problems within each other. So they're just like a side story.
And I know this is totally off subject, but I cannot stand this, like, you know, Mellie on the balcony, this background, this like green screen. I don't like it. It's so distracting. It's so fake. Like, I'm so used to
It's
them.
definitely not as good as our background.
No, it is not. But I don't
We're
know.
at the White
It's
House right now.
distracting. I found it to be a little distracting. That was a big negative for me because it's distracted me both episodes. I've just kind of been looking like, that looks fake. Like the lawn looks fake and everything. I wish they would just leave that alone. And I don't know how they can do it differently. Maybe just go into a room or something. I don't like that. I don't know. I just had
But I think it's
All
cool
at
how
night.
Millie's just
It's all gonna
chilling.
be at
She's
night.
just outside. She's chilling. She has nothing to do with the White House. She's just outside on her balcony.
She'd ordered a milkshake,
eating
too.
some
I would've
chicken
been in heaven.
and a milkshake.
Okay,
maybe.
well, we're going to move into some fan questions. We're going to take some of your questions and see what you were thinking about tonight's episode. So our first question comes from @SnickerSnack. Love that name. What do you guys think about Fitz's suicide attempt? I hope they flash back on that.
I really hope they flash back
Me
on
too.
that.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
great. I really hope they do that. That was really sad to hear that he. But
Just to clarify, this was a suicide attempt we have not seen yet on camera.
No.
That supposedly happened after Jerry was killed.
Okay, help
right?
me, because I need major clarification, because I don't know what's going on right now. Like, what? It's okay. I know there was a suicide attempt, but how? I missed that.
I think Mellie mentioned it at the end of the last episode, and it was kind of like a drop that was like big news, but they played it like it was nothing. And they tend to do flashbacks on, like kind of important stuff that makes sense. So hopefully they didn't just let this one go by. Hopefully
Mellie
we'll
brought
get
it
some
up
information, I
to
hope.
kind of like backhand.
It was a smack.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, she did something, I forgot what it was, and he said, don't ever mention that again. And she goes, oh, great, another thing to add to the long list of things I can't mention. Jerry's death, the president's affair, and your suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it comes back up. I'm not the
Dang.
biggest fan of flashbacks, so I'm not. But I hope they do bring it back up because something, Scandal moves fast, and I miss things. So, you guys can always let me know.
It'll
wanna see
probably
how
be
he
something
tried.
related to how he's dealing with the fact that Olivia wasn't there.
That's
I'm just
true.
gonna predict it now. So.
We keep saying we wanted to go faster, but I felt like it was kind of fast now that I'm thinking about it because I don't even remember
There was
everything
so
that
much came
happened.
tonight,
And they have those flashes, like the camera effect they do.
You're right.
It's kind of all blurry now.
all setting up for I think this season. It's a long season.
Right.
So
Definitely.
I feel like each episode is just gonna get more juicy, so we can.
All right, well, let's go
learn
to
more.
our second fan question, and this is number 2. At Targets 1983, Mellie seems to be on a downward spiral. Do you think that they are setting up so they can kill her off this season?
No, that
Okay,
cannot happen.
you
No.
see what you did?
That cannot happen. She's the best
Millie's going to be
character.
the president, okay?
Right? She
She's
should
going to be
like-
the president. They can't kill her off. There's no reason to. I think she's such a dynamic character and she has so much to offer. And if she can go from being like this perfect put together woman to being like how she's now, then she can do so much more too.
That's what
and we
I was
also
gonna
have
say.
to see
Yeah.
her like fix herself.
She's the Hillary Clinton of this season. After Fitz's presidency is done, I want to see someone else in office very briefly for maybe 2 years, something happens, and then Mellie takes over.
I know
That's what I want.
I know she's going through a tough time, but this is a breakthrough for her, and I think it's creating a different Mellie than we've seen before. So I don't think they're setting her up to kill her off. I think they're setting her up to do something awesome and
Yep.
stand up for herself like she hasn't done in the past seasons.
No, I think so also, and I think also Mellie, I think it would just be a little odd and hard for us to wrap our heads around. I mean, it'd be very hard to just take in
Especially
our
when
first
the kid
lady
already
dying.
died, yeah.
It would be a little strange, even just as an audience watching it, but always, we'll have to see what happens. It's Scandal, and Shonda Rhimes takes us for a ride every week. Okay, fan question number 3 is at Forever Johnny Boy. Hey, what's up? Mellie can't remain in this state all season. What crisis do you think will bring her out of it?
That's a good question.
It's like she's gonna have to feel needed. She is, just like with this State of the Union thing and with Abby bringing her, telling her that she needed to come. She's just got to feel like she's needed in some way. Because right now it's like your husband's in love with someone else, your son just died, your first lady, but you really she's smart. You know what I mean? So it's like she needs something.
Why
right now that
haven't
she
we
can do.
seen Millie have an affair with anyone? We haven't seen that.
She got
Andrew
down
was
with
gonna
the guy that
be-
was going to be vice president. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, we haven't seen Karen, who's the other older child.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's going to be something related to her, where she feels like she needs, they weren't very close, as they told us,
well, Karen-
but maybe she's going to say she's going to help her mom get out of it.
Karen
somehow.
is back in boarding school, and I don't think Karen's going to be back because she saw her mama on her knees. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I think Karen's gonna be gone for a little while. Karen's traumatized.
It's going to have to be some sort of love interest or something to break her out of her
Olivia.
estate. I don't
Yeah,
know, she
it
doesn't
would
really
be
care about
interesting
Olivia
to
anymore.
see Olivia fix up Millie,
I don't
physically.
think
Wow.
that'll ever happen.
Oh.
It's only episode
They
3,
do
guys.
not.
Anything can happen.
Okay, well, we have a live fan question. Christian Lopez from our YouTube chat asked, do you think Mellie's character is based off of Hillary Clinton? There you
Whoa.
go, Jason.
Yes, I got one. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the stain on the blue dress all over again. Dramatized, of course.
Maybe some element of it, but I don't know if I'm as pro that as you are.
I mean, the
but-
parallels are just they're just so real to life right now. Except I think the Clintons were Democrats
They were Democrats.
Right.
and Fitz and Mellie are Republicans. Although
They're
this
Fitz-writing
season,
Republicans, I think.
Yeah, this season they're reaching across the
Yeah.
aisle, which is the whole scandal, how they're kind of more Democratic this season than they are Republican. So
Because I was confused,
That's
you know,
a
they
whole
had
Lizzie
to,
thing.
my co-host had to explain to me the whole gun control thing because I'm sitting there the whole time going, well, aren't they Republicans? Like they want guns,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's so the NRA, like what, you know, what's going on? So actually, you're right. I mean, they're Republicans, but I think they're like, you know, he's like a maverick. He's like the one that, you know, you reach across the aisle and, you know, we're going to bring everyone together, kumbaya.
Well, that was the whole Lizzie thing too. I feel like she was trying to get back at Cyrus for getting David Rosen in that position, who is a Democrat. So yeah, I think a lot of people are upset with who they are this season.
Yeah, because Lizzie's full on Republican, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
So we'll see
well,
what happens.
we're going to go to our last YouTube fan comment for tonight. Baby Blue says, Mellie for president.
Yes, thank you guys. I love you guys so much.
I
Right now.
like
This
you,
is
Baby
all I've
Blue.
wanted. Mellie's
Everyone
awesome.
loves
I love
Mellie.
her.
Chicken for all.
I know.
Can you imagine she just takes over the presidency and just makes fried chicken free? for the
Hashtag
whole
chicken
United
for
States?
all.
I know, exactly.
Hashtag chicken for all, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to give a few more shout outs from Twitter, and we have we're going to give a shout out to @ScandalFanatic, @ScandalFix, and @ScandalMinute. We love that you've been retweeting and interacting with us, and we've been seeing you on Twitter. Awesome. Stay with us and become a part of the show. Watch us every week. Okay, so wow, a lot happened. We've got a long way to go.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so
We're just getting started.
we are just getting started.
There's 4 more years for Mellie to be president. So.
That's right. So I'm really excited about this. I know all of us are. And so we want to thank you for joining us tonight here at theStream.tv and for choosing us as your after show for Scandal. And we're going to be back next week after another episode of Scandal. Make sure that you hit subscribe, click like, and comment below. Follow us on Twitter and talk to us. We'll be talking all throughout the week and also tonight. So we want to tell you to have a great weekend and a great week, and we will see you next Thursday. Bye, Gladiators.
See you guys.